All right, okay, let's get this show started.
Oh yeah.
Um what's up, guys? You guys are now in tune to our new podcast. This is totally different from our regular podcast, the Far From Sober podcast. This one we're going to be talking more about mental health. We're going to be talking about what we deal with in our personal lives, answering questions that anyone has. We'll do that here. Let's
Talk about ourselves.
talk about ourselves. So for those who are just checking us out for the first time, or anyone that stumbled upon us, I go by Alex.
I go by Hugo.
And I go by Adelcio.
I think we should just start off by saying like our stories and who we are and what we do.
Do you want me to start off or
Yeah, go for it, man.
who I am? I don't know. I literally work in finance, and I work two full-time jobs. I'm involved in like multiple different like creative projects and everything with some very, smart and creative people out there. And, I like to stay busy.
What made you choose finance though? As you getting older, like I don't feel like school really teaches you. Like,
I think we should leave that question for when we start potting. You're,
Alright.
you're too into your your podcast mode.
I'm sorry.
Since you're talking now, introduce yourself.
Yeah.
Man, but yeah, my name's Adelcio. If you guys didn't hear it in the beginning, right now, currently working two jobs. Trying to get my life together. Trying to find an apartment, trying to get a new car. Focus on things that I should have been focused on when I was, younger. But we're getting there. It's never too late. So that's where my mentality is at right now, just to focus on progressing in life. And that's what's going on.
My name's Alex. I recently quit drinking. Everyone's probably looking at me like, "Hey, what's in your cup?
Cheers.
What's in your cup?" It's salsa water, guys. I'm done drinking for a while. I'm in the food and beverage industry. I also have multiple other sources of income. I invest a lot, and yeah, I deal with heavy depression. So yeah. So I'm here on this podcast to talk about what I go through and how I deal with it. Maybe what I have to say can help you guys out.
You want to start off, or want to speak about it now, or you want to hold off on it?
I mean, I'm an open book. I can start off with.
Mm.
So a lot of people have been asking me like, "Hey, Al, why'd you stop drinking?" The reason why is because alcohol is very deadly, and it actually enhances like your depression. A lot of people don't know that. We tend to go to alcohol to combat our depression, but it just actually makes it a lot worse. I feel like if you're going through something, just take a little break of drinking and see how you feel. Maybe that can help you a lot.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Because same with me. I took kind of like a break from drinking. Like I went from drinking every day to drinking maybe once a week, but not too heavy. Try to keep it as light as possible. But again, if nobody never tuned into the podcast, I used to work in the nightlife. So working in the nightlife it's a lot of smoking, drinking, just partying most of the time. And after a while, it does take a toll on you, like on your body, mentally and physically. So when I did work in the nightlife, because I recently quit, it's been probably almost a year since I've quit, and definitely a change. Like if you look at old videos and you look at me now, you can see like I look much healthier than I did back then.
Yeah, you lost a lot of weight.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing I've been focused on, not just my mental health, but like my physical health. Like I literally like at least take 2 days out of the week to work out, but actually 3 days out of the week because I also play basketball on the side. So I try to just stay active and also drink as much water as possible. Drink a lot of water, please. Yeah, it helps a lot.
Yeah, it helps a lot. It keeps you hydrated. It helps with your pH balance. A lot of us guys don't even care about our pH balance, which is bad.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
That's why you stink.
Bro. But on a serious note, drink a lot of water. It does help out with a lot of issues you can have with your body. Like it could clear out this almost about anything. Not saying it's like the medicine to
because even drinking too much water is bad for you too.
Yeah, definitely. There's anything. Yeah, that's what a lot of anything.
It's like anything in life. Yeah. If you drink too much alcohol, it becomes a problem. If you smoke too many cigarettes or too much weed, it all of it starts becoming a problem after a certain point. You could even get like poison, like some type of poisoning if you drink way too much water.
Yeah, that's it. It is. It's something with the bladder.
Something like that. Yeah, you just gotta just in anything in life, bro. You just gotta have like balance in it, And it's not like we're telling anybody to oh, you gotta stop doing this or you just gotta quit something cold turkey either. Because nah, as we get older too, we have little pleasures that we should be, indulging in, and you can't just be on the straight and narrow if that's not you either.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Like, you guys know me for years. Like, how many times have I said I quit drinking?
Yeah.
So many to count.
Yeah, and I feel like this is the first time where I actually feel like I can stop and I don't feel the urge to drink anymore. Like before, after like the first, second week, I'm like, Adelcio, you want to come through? I got a bottle of Don Julio or I got a bottle of Henny, and boom, I'm back to drinking every single day. But I haven't had the urge in months, and I feel very comfortable where I'm at right now.
I mean, you guys saw me 2 years ago. I was sober because I was recovering from my weight loss, and I couldn't drink, and I was still doing the podcast with you guys.
Yeah, you want to talk about your weight loss? Because you just didn't have a regular weight loss.
Nah. So for those that didn't know or just were curious as to why I ended up losing so much weight, for those that know me, but I never really talk about it. I ended up getting weight loss surgery 2 years ago. 2 years ago last week. I used to weigh 429 pounds, and now I'm at around 220. I mean, yeah, around 220.
You lost a whole man.
Yeah, I'm half the man I used to be. But yeah, freaking, I at that time I was 29 going into 30, and I didn't want to go into start off my 30s in a morbidly obese man. God forbid I would have had my first heart attack or something. And a lot of the weight gain came from overindulging in drinking, eating, late night eating, not moving around much. A little bit of my depression and anxiety too.
Yeah, and I feel like that's why we need to make a podcast like this, because a lot of people don't realize that when you eat a lot, there's a reason behind it.
Or drink a lot, or do whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, y'all have known me for you've known me for 10 plus years. You've known me for 7 now.
Yeah, about. Yeah.
And I feel like you guys could probably say wow, this kid changed a lot.
Definitely progressed in life, you know what I mean? To piggyback on you about late night eating, one thing I noticed that I used to do was when I used to eat late night, it wasn't even because I was hungry. It was literally because of
you were drunk and you were looking at it with your eyes.
That was probably one of the reasons. But most times I noticed even during the day I used to eat out of boredom. Just literally just because I'm not doing nothing. I'm literally just laying down, and I would just be like, I'm hungry, when I really wasn't. It's trying to keep myself busy, occupied. That's what I used to do, and that was a terrible way of even thinking.
So why was you bored? There's millions of things you can do. Why were you bored, and why were you going to food?
My mindset was very closed-minded. So I'll say I'll give you an age range, probably age 22. most times, like, if I wasn't drinking or smoking, most times I would just love just being like sitting down, just doing nothing. Like, I didn't really like. I didn't really have a lot of motivation, if you want to say. Like, at that point in my life, I really didn't know what I wanted to do next, or like very indecisive. I would just go with the flow, if you want to say like that. So anytime I was in the house, that's all I used to do was just eat. Just because, one, I didn't know what to do with my money. Like, I didn't have any investments or anything like that. Two, just like I said, like, I was just very like unmotivated. So to keep myself occupied, I would just eat. If I wasn't eating, then I was smoking hookah, I was drinking. Like, that was my way of keeping myself occupied, which was a terrible way of thinking. Which I'll never give anybody any type of advice to do that. Terrible way of thinking. Yeah.
So, here's a question for you, Hugo.
Yep.
So, you said you work like 80 hours, right?
Yeah. Or close to it.
What's the most stressful part of working and dealing with the 80-hour days or 80-hour weeks?
To be honest with you, bro, it's just the toll that it could take on your body if you're not organized. You saw last week what happens when I'm not organized. Like, it affects other people, and when I'm not organized and it's something does affect other people, it triggers my anxiety a lot more. Because I do suffer from anxiety, probably undiagnosed, but that feeling in like my stomach, knowing that like I failed somebody, or I wasn't able to keep up to certain expectations, like it eats at me. But being able to create a system where you're able to like, oh, for this hour I'm going to focus on this one thing, next 30 minutes I'm going to focus on the next thing, 15 minutes on something else, and just bouncing back like that. And one thing that does help, bro, like even outside of working, is just like forget about it. Once you walk out of that building, that office, turn that part of your brain off and get back into living. Even if you have other responsibilities, but you got to live like a human.
Yeah, so like a big quality of life type of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of people aren't able to do that. Like a lot of people, they just remain in that work mode, and that ruins their quality of life.
Yeah, I mean, we have a couple mutual friends. Like they could tell you I sound too corporate, but that's just like who I am as a person. Like I feel like since we've met, I've always been very well spoken, and but that's just me as a person. But then you've also got to know me, and when I'm out there having fun and all that, I'm still talking very corporate, but I'm still having fun. I don't know. You gotta be able to turn off that switch in your brain. What about you though?
Me?
Yeah, because I've seen you work days that are like 16 hours.
Man, I just turn it off.
It's hard though.
For me, it's easy. Like I'll turn my switch off right at work, and I'll worry about other things. Because I love what I do. Mm-hmm. I love my job. So my job really doesn't bother me. It's like my job feels like I'm hanging out with my friends.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I don't necessarily have a switch because it's just natural. How do you switch, especially dealing with the club life? That must be crazy.
Oh yeah, I forgot I do that.
Are you even able to turn your switch off?
Nah, there's no such thing as a switch. Literally, like, the only switch would be your actual body. Like your body would turn off itself. So like there'll be moments like you're in the club, you go in. Most times after a while, you kind of regret you don't even want to go in. But you're like, all right, gotta go in, gotta make this money. All right, let's do this. You go in, now you kind of put a persona, like it's kind of like acting, you want to say like that. Like, how they say like a lot of people, like the most depressed people have the smile on their face. It's kind of like the same way a lot of
Yeah.
people in the club are. Is they have a smile on their face, but they're like the saddest, no lie. So me, when I used to walk in the club, it's literally like, all right, I gotta make it seem like the club is fun. You know what I mean? Go in, you're laughing, taking shots, you know, talking like not networking exactly, but just talking to a lot of different people, different personalities. At the end of the night, bro, you just sitting there just looking at your money like, all right, thank God I'm going home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There was an event like 3 weeks ago I was at an hour away. I was working both jobs at the same time, and I was up from like 6 a.m. until like 1 or 2. I went to that event. I ended up having to leave because I had like a mix of like an anxiety attack and exhaustion. And it was something like I haven't felt in a long time, where like I just had to peace out and take that hour drive back home, like literally shaking because I didn't know how to process or how to, like, I don't know, like it felt bad. And like, being like finding a way to turn that off, like, or just finding a way to get like a couple minutes to sit down and like process your day too, like really helps.
Yeah, it's good. So ways that I've like handled like anxiety, because in the recent years I probably had more anxiety attacks than I've had in like my whole life.
Yeah.
So ways that I've learned like to cope that, um, I would literally try to find like a space where I'm by myself. You know what I mean? Like breathe, like inhale, exhale. Like I'm telling you, like, because doctors tell you to do that. But that really works when you literally try to like take a second, calm down, and try to like break down everything that, say you have like a schedule, you know what I mean? Like break down organization, like you said, but you're doing this with your lifestyle, like, you know what I mean? That's been like the way I coped with that.
Mm.
Shoot, how I deal with my anxiety. I open up like the Bible app. I'll like read some Bible verses. That helps me a lot. Another thing that helps me with my anxiety is I like to write a lot too. Because before, when I had anxiety, I went straight to the liquor. That was me. And that's why I had to stop. Because that was a really bad coping mechanism. But I found new ways to deal with it.
Yeah, even at that point, well, now, because of like my weight loss and all that, bro, like I get drunk fast. So imagine me having to drive an hour back home and off of like 3-4 shots, like I'm already drunk. That's a dangerous like thing. So like, yeah, I couldn't even do all that. But like on the way back to like help me calm down, I sat in silence for like 15 minutes. And, as I started feeling myself starting to calm down, I would just play some music. Like,
yeah, music helps a lot too as well.
a lot of like more like instrumentals too.
Instrumentals?
Mm.
I never tried that before. I'm not like, I've always tried like playing like music that kind of gives me peace. Like I would say like a lot of R&B gives me peace for some reason. Like listen to R&B and like just anything with like a kind of like a tranquility like beat. Like, you know what I mean? Like very calm.
Yeah, that's why I listen to a lot of R&B music. Rap music, it pushes me more to the crash out mode. Like if I'm angry and I play a rap song, I'm crashing out. So I go to like the R&B music, or I'll go to like jazz music, or I'll go to something smooth.
Yeah, that's good. That's a great way to handle things. You know what I mean? Knowing this awareness, best thing to do is just being aware, like, of what can tick you off or even get you to that point. It's good that you know how to keep yourself
Centered.
yeah, basically. Yeah.
Even like telling people that you're having an anxiety attack, or like someone that you could trust. You know what I mean? Because they might, just so they know, or who knows, maybe they might be able to help you calm down. And bring you back. It's it's definitely key and important to just talk about what you're feeling.
So I have a question for us as a group.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like, and also to anybody that's listening to the podcast, do you feel like you have anybody you can actually go to when you're feeling down, or you don't want to have that like a conversation about
Whatever you're thinking about?
Yeah, if you're an overthinker, or stressed out, like who do you like? Do you have anybody you feel like you can go to and speak to?
You guys. Honestly, you guys and like 3 other people. But I feel like where I can talk to like you guys will be like, oh, you're in your head, or maybe it's okay to be in your head, and I understand why. Maybe try this instead. Like I had told you something last week that I was overthinking about.
Which one?
Just some stuff.
It's
just some stuff I was overthinking of at that time. But I don't know. I definitely got a couple people I can trust, and I feel like I can open up to.
What about you, Al?
Yeah, I feel like I have a lot of people that I can open up to and vent to, but us as men, we don't really like to do that
because we're men, unfortunately.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of my crash outs could have been avoided if I opened up to my friends, because a lot of my crash outs were just like built up emotions that I've had from overthinking for too long.
Or feeling some type of way about something for too long too.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely anyone listening, use your friends. That's why they're there. They're not just there to party, vent to them. And if you can't vent to them, then they're not really your friends, man. Those are just acquaintances.
Or people that are just true. There when the party's going.
Yeah, because I only have a handful of people I can really feel like I can go and speak to about any situation, Definitely you guys are can definitely talk about anything with you guys. You guys always keep me level headed. And I probably have 2 other people. One thing I noticed that from speaking to other people that go through this, like having trouble to like, show their emotions or even be able to speak about it, is that they really can't even go to families, or like more like, to be more precise, it's like your parents.
Yeah,
very tough. And I don't know why it's just like that. Like your parents should be your number one option, realistically. Like for majority of people, not everybody has their parents. But
that I feel like it's harder for not even just as us as men, but it's also harder for us as like Hispanic men to even talk about what we're going through, because like I can tell you for sure that like my pops is very macho, or has that macho personality, doesn't want to talk about what he's dealing with, or will like suffer, and then when you try to vent to him, it'll be like, oh, like
brush it off.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you're not working hard enough. And I'm like, yo, that's not good either.
I think that's more like
their trauma kicking in.
Yeah, but that's more than just Hispanic. I think that's like a color thing. Like anyone that's like, you can be black and deal with the same thing.
True.
Yeah, it's all a color thing. It's just our upbringing. Like our parents had a struggle and they had to deal with things a lot differently than we did.
Yeah, I feel like our struggles are their struggles are probably a lot, I don't want to say less mental, but like ours is like more overall, you know what I mean? Because you're dealing with the mental, you're dealing with societal pressures, you're dealing with pressures from like the internet, even though it's easy to say, oh, unplug a computer screen or whatever, but But it's like, yo, it's hard to escape those realities when, you know, our reality is based off of that. You know, our current reality is based off of public personas right now. At least that's how I feel about it.
No, I agree. Definitely. Like, you really can't do anything without the internet anymore.
Or someone finding out.
Yeah, that's true. And a lot of people base how life's supposed to be off the internet.
I've noticed that a lot. Like when you have, you be in a lot of different rooms, having a lot of different conversations and topics. Majority of the time, social media does come up. Like,
Yeah.
have you noticed that? Like, like I could be in a room, say I go out, to a bar. Like, you could just sit down and listen to a conversation. Most times you'll hear somebody say like, "Oh, look at this person. This person's on vacation. Oh, I want to," and then now you're thinking like, "Damn, like I should be going on vacation myself." Like, you know what I mean? Now that doesn't just affect you, that affects everybody else.
Do you ever compare yourselves to the people in your age group, or even the people that you were cool with that were in your age group?
100%. Like I don't say it out loud, but like me, I'm 27. You know what I mean? The way I see a lot of people my age now, like even though it's still crazy to me, doesn't feel real. That a lot of people around my age has families now. They have their own house, nice cars, seem genuinely happy, got a great job, and you're just like, damn, I feel like I'm stuck. Like, what am I doing that they're not, like, they're doing? You know what I mean? And it's just, that's literally what goes through my head when I can't speak for everybody else, but that literally goes through my head. It's like, damn, how do I get to that level? How do I get myself from here to the next step?
Mm.
You know what I mean? But that's something you gotta overcome as a person. Can't just expect that shit to be a handout. Sorry for cursing, but you know what I mean?
What about you?
I don't want to say I used to, because it still happens from time to time. I'm 31. And there's other people that are, getting married, buying a house, buying a second house, having kids. But at some point too, even on that other end, I met people that are my age that are, you know, struggling to pay their bills. Some people that are, struggling to feed their kids. Some people that are struggling because they want to make their dreams come true and everything. And when I sit back and think about it, I'm like, yeah, I'm right in the middle of all of that. The way I'm trying to move, I feel like I'm either one step from going up or one step to falling down all the way to the bottom. And a lot of my pressures come from that. It's more or less like trying to be better than who I am now, and always feeling that I got to be doing something. Like right now, like I'm in the process of trying to buy a house, and at the same time, there's so much going on with this country that, like, it's hard to find a house right now too. And I'm nervous that I'm like, yo, I can't find a house. And I'm not even getting the house for me. Like, I'm trying to get the house for my mom so she can retire. But like, from being in the middle, I feel like and like actually removing myself from being in the middle, like I can honestly say I'm doing okay. Like I'm on my way up or on my way down. But
I think everyone's doing good. It's just, like you said, like, it's just social media.
yeah,
Like, we get too caught up with social media, not realizing that these are just all personas. Like, a lot of these people aren't happy, and they're not really living the lifestyle that they're showing. Like, a lot of these people are going on all these trips, but they're maxing out credit cards, they're putting themselves in debt, or maybe they just go on like 1 or 2 trips a year and they just recycle the pictures and they do it all year. And you're thinking, oh, this person's on trips all day, I should be doing this. And that's what's messing us up. We're chasing something that's not real.
Yeah. I mean, the one thing I could say about like you guys, and it's like, yo, you guys live what you guys are talking about and doing. Even I feel like I'm living, I live what I talk about too. So I don't know. It's weird. Like there used to be a time, bro, when I used to think I was the weird one. And like in some of these like situations, they're just like sitting in the middle of it. But like as I start to really think and look at other people, it's like I'm probably more normal or doing okay than I originally thought.
Yeah, talking about that, you know what's crazy is that, like, since like middle school, I've always thought that about myself. Like,
That you weren't normal?
yeah, like I don't like I used to be like, damn, like, you know, I'll be a room full of like kids my age and stuff like that, but I wouldn't know what to talk to them about. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like most conversations ended with like, "Oh hi," and I'll just be like, "Oh hi," boom, that's it. It's awkward now. Like, I didn't know how to keep up a conversation or even like, you know, even express myself to like other people. Like, I had bad anxiety. You know what I mean?
Can you put him on the couch real fast? He's
Yeah.
Oh, we got the OG in the building. He's trying to join us.
Got Banks here in the building. He just wanted to sit next to him. You know what I mean? But yeah, and I was like that all the way up to high school. So since from like 6th grade to basically my senior year, same way. Try to overcome that, but I never did. Like until probably after high school, that's when I really like took a chance and been like, yo, I gotta really put myself out there. I gotta talk to people. You know what I mean, like that. And one way I did it, which, like I said, like a terrible way of doing it, but I used to use alcohol as a mechanism for that.
Yep.
So to get myself to be outgoing, I would have to be drunk. So now I have no thoughts of, or thoughts of embarrassment. Now I'm just going with the flow. I'm feeling nice. Now I can say whatever, and I don't feel like I have any consequences. But at the end of the day, the next day, you're like thinking like, damn, what did I just say? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's how my drinking problem started at first.
oh, he's giving you kisses.
Yeah, bro.
It's crazy because he likes to beef with you.
Yeah. Me and Banks started off on the wrong foot, No, not really. He just wanted to see if he could bully me. But now look at him.
He wants to get on the mic. Look at him.
Yeah.
No, they're best friends.
Talk. I hate you, bro. Well, yeah.
What about you, sir?
What was it?
How do you feel when like just comparing yourself to other people?
I really don't compare myself to other people. Since I was young, I always was able to differentiate myself from everyone else. Like I always knew like I was different and I was who I was. And I think part of it was a lot of the music I listened to. Like I listened to like a lot of Joe Biden music. And like his whole push was like, yo, like I'm different. You could be different. So I guess music helped me a lot.
Yeah, music does help, bro.
Like, what's your go-to, like, to go to music? Like
Like an artist or
genre, artist, album, you want to...
I've always gone back to Graduation.
Kanye?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That's a great album.
Yeah, I've always gone back to graduation or the college dropout.
Fire too.
Me, I would go to like some classic like weekend tapes.
Mm.
Like before
Fire.
he got like Tupac, like some Kissland.
There's definitely two songs I still fuck with the weekend, but that was very therapeutic to me. Like it was called one was called like the morning,
Yep.
Yeah.
and then the party and the after party. I believe so. It was
Yeah.
like
Or the
that.
morning after, something like that.
No.
Those two songs.
Oh,
Very when I say therapeutic, there was something like I used to love that song. But me, um, it's really a mixtape that I always go back to, and it's Soul Tape One, Fabulous. Like I could listen from that song, that mixtape from first song to the last song, top to bottom, and like I don't know, it just puts me in one of those moods. I like it gives me very different mixed emotions, like that mixtape. But one thing I can say is that it keeps me level headed for sure, and motivated, and everything positive.
what's a perfect world look for you?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
What's a perfect world look like for you?
Not gonna lie, I don't. Actually, there is a perfect world for me. Perfect world for me is literally just being at peace, like not having to worry about money, 100%. You know, make sure my family, friends are good, and basically, like I got everything that I wish for to happen. Like you know what I mean. My first thing is really just I want everybody to be good around me, not just myself.
So you want everybody to be all set before you are?
Yeah, 100%. Like, but I feel like especially now, like the times we're in, it's tough because like you want to do that for people, but you're also trying to, you know, get yourself good. Like you know what I mean. Like it's like a battle, but like majority of the time, like you want like for me, I would say like I want everybody else good before myself.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Like a perfect world for me would be like a world with like no worries, like what basic worries, like basic necessity worries, like shelter, food, like no one should have to deal with um not having a roof over their head or
A plate of
being
food.
a plate of food. Definitely, like that's something that should be taken care of. Another thing would definitely be like no fear. Like you shouldn't have to fear for your life. Like it bothers me a lot that I go like on social media and I see like this war stuff and I'm just like, damn, imagine being a child and you don't know if you're gonna live or not. Like if you're gonna get hit with a missile or someone's gonna come up to you and like just get rid of you, like that's scary and I don't think anyone should deal with that.
100%.
And the scary thing about it too is like it's not just happening like in other countries, it's happening here. Like you got people that live in America and they're scared to go outside because God forbid there's a shootout and they die or their parents don't have enough money. So now the kids are struggling, scared to go to school because they don't have clothes or they're going to school just for a meal.
Yeah.
Like things like that, we shouldn't have to worry about that.
But even look at the current situation that happened in Florida with the hurricane. Look how many people that want to evacuate but feel like they can't because they have, you know, so many responsibilities or
Can't
this is the
afford
only
it.
thing they know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, like imagine like a hurricane coming and you're like, I can't leave my house because I don't have money for gas or I don't have money to stay at a hotel in another state. Like that's things that we shouldn't worry about. That's things that should be taken care of in our society.
Or a way to bring even these little guys with us.
Yeah, that's sick. People that leave their pets. Like I can't see myself leaving my dog. Like my dog's my other son.
Yeah.
What about you? What's your perfect world?
Bro, just just I just wish for a world where like where there isn't worry, where people aren't afraid to be themselves and be afraid to try something new because they don't know how the people around them are going to react, or whether they're going to get the support from the people around them. Because everything that you said I 110% agree with. But I also worry about like the just the thought process and like the mental stability of people that can't that are dealing with those kind of pressures, that they're afraid to say something because so and so is going to react a certain way, or they're not, or so and so isn't going to agree, this other person is going to find it corny. Imagine like how much advancement in society we lost because people were too afraid to take a leap of faith.
Yeah.
Because they were afraid of what the people around them were going to say.
No, I agree with that. I think we should start wrapping this up.
Yeah.
Any books or any songs you're currently listening to, or even albums right now that help you deal with like your anxiety or your stress that you're dealing with in life?
Right now,
I gotta pull my phone out just to see what I played recently.
Honestly, yeah, because I've been listening to a lot of different things, but like a song, let's see.
Well, while you guys are looking, I'll say mine. So right now I stumbled upon a really good album, Lucky 7. That album's actually been helping me. It's very good. It's very smoothing. It's therapeutic. It's great. You guys should check it out.
Yo, I've been listening to the Timeless album by Kaytranada a lot more.
Nice.
It's a random song that I like in there that would throw people off is the song that he did with Pink Panthers. It's actually pretty fire. Like, I just like the vibe off it.
One song I would say that I always go back to it, that I always listen to a lot is Young Thug, Dropping Jewels. And like I feel like that's probably one of his realest like songs that shows like a different side of him. Free Thug. But yeah, that's a song that like I'll say you guys should check it out as well. Because when I was smoking heavy, that song was one of the songs I would literally listen to and keep me at a peace of mind.
Definitely.
Yeah, and another recommendation: the Bible, guys.
The Bible.
Got the Bibles, man.
Yeah,
You feel like spirituality is very important in everything else going on in this world?
Definitely, bro. That's one thing I've been, tuning into myself. Trying to make it a lifestyle. Like so with my girl and stuff like that, I've been trying to like go more to church. I've been trying to go. Cause our grandma's very into going to Sunday church every. So I've been trying to like make time for that and make it into a lifestyle, like I said, and really like not just say I'm going, but actually
Be there
and listen
in the moment,
and soak everything in, and try to understand. Because I feel like when I growing up, I didn't feel like I was understanding church. Like, I was just going. Oh, my parents are going. Oh, I gotta go. Well, now it's more like, oh, I'm going to church because I want to and I want to learn and I want to be a part of that and let it be a part of me and this it said me help me out with life and understanding life. That's why I'm kind of like trying to make it a part of me.
Yeah. So yeah, let's end it off with that. Remember, guys, if you feel like no one has you, the man upstairs got you. And with that, we out.
let's go.